parenchyma tissue which is present in the xylem is called as xylem parenchyma. As we are studying in context with the xylem, so the tissue or xylem tissue which has parenchyma in it is named as xylem parenchyma. It is the only living tissue. Now, what is the use of this parenchyma? This is useful in the storage of the food materials and all the ergostic substances. And it also stores oils and many other components along with it. Now, here xylem parenchyma, in primary xylem, the cell wall is thin. And in secondary xylem, the cell wall will be thick. Okay. Now, secondary xylem is often thick and it may be living or non-living. Primary xylem has thin cell wall, so it is always in a living condition. Okay. Now, parenchyma in the xylem tissue or in the parenchyma in case of secondary xylem is again divided into two types. Is of two types. Those are axial parenchyma. And ray parenchyma. So, in secondary xylem, the parenchyma is again categorized into two types. Those are axial parenchyma and ray parenchyma. And again, this ray parenchyma is again divided into procumbent, upright ray cells. Right? A secondary xylem, the parenchyma is of two types. One is axial and is procumbent ray parenchyma. Again, ray parenchyma is further divided into procumbent ray parenchyma and upright ray parenchyma or upright ray cells. Okay. Next, in secondary xylem, the parenchyma is of two types. First one is axial parenchyma and ray parenchyma. Again here, ray parenchyma is divided into two types. First one is procambial ray parenchyma and another one is upright ray cell parenchyma on the basis of type of division which it is undergoing. As we said, there are two types of parenchyma in secondary xylem. So, first we will be discussing about axial parenchyma. It is like extension of the topic. It is not there in the syllabus of intermediate, but okay. Axial parenchyma is also called as fusiform parenchyma cells. It is also called as fusiform parenchyma cells. Why we are calling it as fusiform parenchyma cells? Because these are developed from the alternative name for axial parenchyma is fusiform parenchyma cells. Why we are calling it as fusiform parenchyma cells? Because these are elongated cells. These are derived from elongated fusiform cambial cells. Hence, the name comes as fusiform parenchyma cells. Now, here another form is called as this type of axial parenchyma may also undergo a vertical division and it may also be called as vertical parenchyma cells. If this type of axial parenchyma is undergoing a type of vertical or transverse division, it may also vertical division, then this type of fusiform cambial cells or this type of fusiform parenchyma cells can be termed as vertical parenchyma cells. Okay. The next, this is about axial parenchyma. Now we will be talking about ray parenchyma. Okay, what is ray parenchyma? These are the parenchyma which are The ray parenchyma are the parenchyma which are derived from the ray initials of the cambial cells. They are derived from these cells are radially elongated. Or it may also be having a shape of rectangular in shape, right. A ray parenchyma, as we said, is a parenchyma which is derived from the ray initials of the cambial cells, and the cells are radially elongated, or it may also be a rectangular in shape. Now again, we have said earlier, ray parenchyma is again divided into two types. We talked about ray parenchyma cells. Now here it is having two types. We said first one is procambial ray parenchyma cells are those cells which are having division in the, they are occurring radially, means they are oriented radially, then that type of ray parenchyma are called as procambial ray parenchyma. And another second one we have written is upright ray cells. And depending upon their orientation, upright as name itself indicates, this type of ray parenchyma are oriented vertically, then this type of cells are called as upright ray cells. So this is the conclusion, this is the type of parenchyma which are present in the xylem. So here we have studied about xylem tissue, importance of xylem tissue. The function of xylem tissue is the conduction of water and organic solutes from root to the top of the plant. Again we said there are two types of xylem, primary xylem and secondary xylem. Again we said xylem originating from the procambium of meristematic initial is a primary xylem, and the one which is originating from the lateral meristem is called as the secondary xylem. And again in primary xylem I have said about two words, that is protoxylem and metaxylem. Protoxylem is the one which is formed at the initial stages, and the metaxylem is the one which is formed at the latter stages. In that regard we have also added two terms, those are called as endark and exarch condition. Endark is a condition where protoxylem will be in the center and metaxylem will be surrounding the protoxylem, and exarch condition is where metaxylem is in the center and protoxylem is at the outside. So and we also said there are four different components of xylem tissue: tracheids, fibers, vessels, as well as the parenchyma.